just that great. You love me anyway. So walking into Piano Fondue, you walk into this area where you see multi-levels and then starlight everywhere, where it's just, I was thoroughly impressed. I honestly did not think that they'd have something this classy here in town.
The main questions I have to ask you today are primarily to deal with the ceremony, because that is the one area where I still do not have anything going on.
We do a lot of ceremonies as well as the reception portions of the evening. For ceremonies, we provide ceremony sound. We have entertainers that can do everything from basic piano to trumpets to flutes, all sorts of things that we can do. We handle everything for the event. For the reception portion of it, we handle all the emceeing, all the announcing. We keep the evening flowing. We're kind of like the centerpiece to the tie-in to the photographers, to the caterers, those folks, and we work with you on the entire schedule for the day to make sure everything is flowing as it should. You're paying a lot of money for the entire day, and we want to make sure that you get everything out of it that you want. For the ceremony portion of it, as it's similar to what we do for the evening entertainment for the reception as well. We really like to get to know the bride and groom through an interview process, and we find out really where their musical interests lie and where their family's musical interests lie and where they're friends, because that's really who's going to be there, and we're trying to play to those folks. Like, for instance, we ask, what year did you graduate from high school? It's a really important one, because then we find out exactly that year when they were driving in their car the most and probably listen to the radio the most, and those are the songs that they and their friends are going to want to hear the most.
So today Brian and I went to Gigi's Cupcakes over in Hilldale Mall, and we met Lauren there, who's in charge of their wedding cupcakes, and she was very knowledgeable and helpful about what Gigi's has to offer us for our wedding. We tried 4 different types of cupcakes, and then one of their cheesecakes, and they have small cheesecakes, which I'd never had there before. I noticed that you had a lot of them decorated for the 4th of July right now, since that's coming up. So would you be able to decorate them and to like our preference, like in our wedding colors?
Absolutely. We love customizing, so we can definitely change frosting colors. We can do different kinds of sugar. We can do sprinkles. Anything you see out and about, if you pick something up, bring it in, we can definitely do it.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you tell us you want us to get something, we can go out and get it as well. We do have cupcake toppers, which you can put on top of your tier, that either can be a round, a square, or a jumbo cupcake, which is a lot of fun. And we can decorate that however you want it to. So that's a really cool deal. So it was very great to have the second couple come in today. And they actually chose to do some cheesecakes with us instead of just cupcakes. So that was good for everyone else to see that we do have cheesecakes and not just cupcakes. So just to show you exactly what the jumbo cupcake will look like, this is our mold for it. As you can see, it's been used quite a bit. And we fill each side, and then we can fill the actual cupcake once it's done, and it turns out to be a quite cute cupcake. And we can decorate however, all frosting, fondants, paper wrapper with frosting, or we can do it white chocolate or chocolate bottom. So it's a lot of fun. I would get that if I was doing all cupcakes. Something fun to cut on the top of the tier.
So today we went to Invites by Jen, and I met with Jen. I was extremely impressed with Jen. I'd already checked out her website before we had gone and met with her today. She's got an awesome website. It has tons of PDFs of different samples of all types of invitations she's done.
One of the things that I wanted to start with is to go over just the different invitation styles that you can choose from.
Okay.
Not only are there plenty of designs, as you saw on my website, to choose from, there are plenty of styles. So one of the styles that you can choose from is a flat invitation. So the flat invitation is just where it sits in the envelope, the enclosure, and the invitation and the response card all on its own. But some of the time people will like the feel of a pocket where it holds the enclosure and response card alongside the invitation. So a couple of options for you on that is a back pocket fold, where the pocket's right on the back of the invitation, and then a standard pocket fold.
Okay.
So you can kind of see the progression from a flat to a back pocket fold, which is kind of the mix between a pocket fold and a flat. One of the big colors that I'm seeing this year is gold, and there are actually plenty of ways to incorporate gold into your invitation. You can choose gold foil printing, gold metallic cardstocks and envelopes, or you can also add embellishments such as gold crystals or ribbons. You know, the invitation is the first real glimpse that your guests have into the style and elegance of your wedding. When you work with Invites by Jen, I will make sure that you send out invitations that are of high quality and are unique, and not only set the tone for your wedding, but also make your guests really excited to attend.
Kestrel Ridge was very exciting. They had a lot of different things to offer me. For example, the gluten-free menu, just being able to have an entire menu that I can pick from. Not only that, they did a phenomenal job that they can do not just the menu, but also make the cake, so that they're really just a quick, easy one-stop shop for all of your needs for the wedding. Is just amazing.
We normally do plated meals. However, we do offer family style or buffet. Is there any one of them that you're particularly interested in, or?
Well, I guess the biggest thing when it comes to me is I need a gluten-free menu.
Okay.
Or at least just for myself. Everybody else, I don't mind, can do whatever they do, but at least for myself, I need something gluten-free. Do you guys offer that?
Actually, our chef is an expert at gluten-free meals.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's not a problem at all. It's something that can very easily be done. He can work around that. The chef that we have here does cakes also. So if it's, if that's something you want to go with, he can give you some pricing and do some taste testing for you. One of the fastest growing requests we've had for almost every wedding is a gluten-free menu. Our chef is an expert at doing gluten-free menus. We've in the past have just done certain plates gluten-free, but we can certainly do the entire menu gluten-free. It actually is it's a lot easier than you think, and like I said, our chef he's an expert at putting together the gluten-free menus, and it seems to be one of those things that's a very big concern for a lot of people.
Working with Lindsay, she has lots of different options. She travels to Madison, so being out in Reedsburg I thought was a little far, but she's more than willing to travel around southeast Wisconsin or actually anywhere. She had a lot of cool ideas and a lot of cool sports ideas if you're kind of a sporting couple or whatever you're into. She seems that she would really work around it and come up with new creative ideas. She seems like a really creative person.
For us, we usually have at least 2 or 3 consults before the actual wedding day. The first one is just a get to know session. Basically, we sit down and talk about what her vision is for her wedding, what we offer and do. One of my biggest forms of advice is make sure you really click with your photographer. There's lots of great photographers out there. Everyone photographs a little bit differently and has their own style and flavor and even way of handling the wedding day. It's very, very important for you to really click because you have to form a relationship with your photographer. This is the person that's taking pictures of one of the biggest days of your life, and you want to make sure that first that you love their work, which is obviously a big thing. And second is that you really feel comfortable with them and feel like they're going to do a really good job for you. We will travel anywhere. The furthest we've gone so far is Gatlinburg, Tennessee. But we've photographed in Illinois, and obviously a lot. Our base is Wisconsin. I mean, we travel all over Wisconsin. I believe the furthest wedding we have this summer is Lake Geneva. As I said earlier in our interview, anything within a 60-mile radius is just included in our base pricing. Anything beyond that is custom quoted based on where we're going and how long the couple would like us there, if they want to do the rehearsal and the actual wedding day, or if they possibly want to extend it to their bridal session the next day. It all is just based on what they're looking for. I met Larry today at Gallant Night Limousine Services, and he let me know about the different vehicles that they have to rent for my wedding day, for transportation for my wedding party between ceremony and reception, and for pictures. And then also they provide shuttle services if I wanted transportation for my guests from one place to another. So what vehicle are we in right now?
We are in our 14-passenger Ford Excursion SUV limousine.
Okay.
And we just had it redone, new lights, new carpet, new seat covers, new headliners.
I've been to a few bridal shows, and I went into like a party bus,
Right.
and it looked kind of dated, and it wasn't as nice looking. But in here, it looks very nice and modern and clean.
We try and keep our cars up, keep them clean. We wash them every time. Every time they go out, they come back. We get them washed. The carpets are cleaned, and if they need it, we clean them right away. If we don't, we probably clean them at least every month. We drive most anywhere. I mean, we've done weddings in the Dells, we've done weddings in Spring Green, Lake Geneva. So I mean, it's usually a travel fee to get there.
Okay.
But we do go to most places. We go in whatever kind of weather. Not a problem. A lot of times, people will show up, or they'll tell us to show up at a certain time, and we sit for an hour or two while they're taking pictures in the church. We try and get that ahead of time so that maybe we can save them some money by showing up a little bit later than they have to have us sit there and wait for an extra hour or something. So we try and work with them, kind of get an idea what their day is going to be like, what time their wedding's at, what time their reception's at, and try and give them some ideas that we've found over the years work.
Jeffrey is a character. I've seen a lot of different weddings in my time, and celebrations. I've been at most of them. They are just so professional, and they just know what they're doing to such a T that it's almost like they can read your mind. And when you want perfection, I can't ask for anything more.
I love talking about how long we've been in business and what we can do for you, because really our clients is really who have made us who we are. We didn't get into karaoke until our clients asked us to be able to provide it. So when there's a need, when there's a desire, when there's a market for it, then we provide whatever we need to provide for our clients. We have been in business for over 20 years. We're primarily what people would call a DJ company, but we do so many other things like decor lighting, like we already talked about. We have photo booths, which are super fun, and we can do all sorts of different types of photo booths. We have chocolate fountains, and really spend a lot of time getting to know who the two of you are, so we can really match your personalities, and on that wedding day feel like more of a family member and a friend that's really taking care of everything that you want than a vendor. Of course, we're selling perfection at every wedding reception, at every event. We're not selling music, we're not selling lighting, we're not selling DJ equipment, but it's really nice to see what these things look like. So we have an amazing showroom right here in the office that after we're discussing their vision and their colors and how they want to make their events unique, we can bring them right back into the showroom, and they can actually see and touch and smell and participate in exactly what these things look like. So there's no surprises.
Meeting at Happily Ever After, really, I felt at home. They welcomed us into their home and welcomed me into their home, and just really wanted to get to know me and get to know Mark as a couple and kind of plan that wedding around us and make it kind of special. Do you have a special layout or a special way your ceremonies go, or can people bring ideas or readings or different things they want worked into their wedding?
We want to co-create that ceremony with a couple, so we don't have any, we have some required elements just like opening words and introductions to the I do's and those kinds of things, but otherwise we require the couple to write their own vows. We have a vows packet that helps them do that, and we want to incorporate any readings they want to bring in. If they have some religious traditions that are important to them, we would love to include them as well. We would also love to include any family traditional things or ethnic things. We've done everything from Japanese tea ceremonies to Korean tossing of the ducks, and it just makes the ceremony that much more personal for the couple and for their guests. The ducks came to us by accident. We had to put a presentation on.
He made it into a game show, and for the prizes, we gave rubber ducks. And then, just for fun, we started taking pictures of our brides and grooms with rubber ducks. And people saw them on Facebook, and people saw them when they came here, and so they started asking for pictures with the brides, with the rubber ducks. And now, we have a lot of rubber ducks. I think about 500 pair of rubber ducks, although these are the original Dexter and Dharma. And we let brides and grooms take them on their honeymoons and send back pictures. So they become our
Goodwill ambassadors.
Our Goodwill ambassadors, and aren't they cute?
Visit at Black Hawk. It's so beautiful, and even in the thunderous pouring rain that we saw, it still has a great view. You got to see Lake Mendota. It actually made it look more green out there, and it was kind of nice to see what the backup plan would be if, by chance, Wisconsin weather's very unpredictable. So it was kind of nice to know what your backup plan would be.
Now that it's raining, how far in advance do you kind of decide, when you wake up, you see that it's raining, or you're not sure about the weather, maybe you want to take it inside?
Well, it depends. On a day like today where we're clearly socked in and it's not going to get any better, we'll go ahead and move it inside. There's no need to set up chairs just to get them wet. Most days are a little bit less obvious. So we wait till the very last minute, and we can set those chairs up very quickly. We can also dry them off. We have men's locker room towels that we use very well. We've had ceremonies that we waited right till the last minute. The sun came out and things went well. We're on a roll. We've only had one wedding come inside in the last 3 years. The room itself can be divided into 3 different rooms of various sizes. We don't typically do that with weddings. Even if we have a smaller wedding, what we try to do is space out the tables a bit so it fills the room. It makes you feel like you're not in a great big cavernous room, but at the same time, we want you to have the view all the way down the windows. Plus, the dance floor is in the room over there. So you need to have access for that for the weddings.
I'm really, really glad that Brides and Bells was on the venue list because they are astronomical. I mean, my mom got her dress from there a couple years ago for my sister's wedding, and I know she always had wanted me to go up there, so I'm glad that I was able to get the opportunity through you guys, and now I just need the rest of you to help me so that way I can get this dream dress, because oh my god, it's my dream dress. I need your help, please, because I need this dress. This is exactly what Timothy needs to see me in. I will die in this dress.
All right, so Amy, it looks like you're really liking lace. So Is there anything specifically that you like that you have in your gallery?
Well, I mean, all of these dresses are jaw-dropping. But I really like how this is going. I really like the lace, and I'm not one for
the strapless.
Strapless, yeah. It's just, I really like how this is going. It's simple, but yet really elegant, and I really like this V neckline.
Kind of the dramatic, a little bit. Okay. We've got a lot of different options. Basically, every company that we carries kind of their signature type of lace. There's a lot of different ones that they can choose from, whether it just be a little appliques, full lace, a little bit heavier re-embroidered lace. There's a lot to choose from.
Seems like it's making a little bit of a comeback.
It's huge right now. It's any of the vintage, any soft colors, blush, ivory, champagnes, anything in those deeper tones or even blues are really big right now.
Meeting with Josh, he was very comfortable. He was around my age, obviously a little younger, but I won't say that. And I thought it was really, made me feel very comfortable. I felt like he could do something more set for somebody from my generation and very customized to what Mark and I would want for our wedding.
As far as things that set us apart goes, there are a few different things I like to think of, or a few things that come to mind when that question comes up. One, compared to a lot of the DJ companies here in the area, we're a little bit younger, a little bit more connected with the brides and grooms from this generation that are starting to get married, as opposed to some of the guys who are a little bit more seasoned, have been in the industry for a number of years. So in that respect, I think we bring kind of a fresh perspective to things, and I think that allows for, kind of an exciting, different take on things that some people might not have seen before. In addition to that, we do handle ceremony sound. Ceremony sound is one of 2 things that we charge extra for. Ceremony sound and projector screen rental, the only 2 things that we charge extra for at this point. If you guys have a few more personal songs in mind, by all means, feel free to use those selections, but we will have a list of songs that you guys can go through, some suggestions for the processional the bridal processional, the recessional songs. If you guys are going to be doing some sort of ceremony within the ceremony, like a sand ceremony or something like that, we have a few suggestions for things like that too. One of the main things I always recommend doing is giving yourself plenty of time to figure out just what your options are and what options are the best fit for you. Obviously, the venue is that first thing that you want to book. If you find a venue that your heart is set on, or you have a few different options, book that venue as soon as you have a chance to, because you never know who else is going to want to take a look at that space and get it first. That being said, once your venue is placed, I always recommend picking your DJ next, because you have your spot. Now you want to figure out who's handling the party. And DJs oftentimes are the ones that'll get booked out a little bit further ahead along with the venue. Photographers as well, catering.
So today we went to Benvenuto's in Fitchburg, which is a great Italian restaurant. I had never been there before and was really impressed. I had met with Molly and she showed me around. They have 2 great rooms for larger groups that you could definitely use for a rehearsal dinner.
So you're looking at some spaces today for your rehearsal dinner?
Yep.
Okay. This is our main floor party room. This one seats up to 48 comfortably. Right now it's set up for 40, so you can get an idea of how the tables are set up.
Okay.
Will you be having any children in your group?
There won't be any children, but we will have about 40 people, so
40 people
would be a good setup.
Okay, so this is what it would look like. For 40 people, we'd have 2 servers on, and they also do cocktailing.
Okay.
So we can either do the cocktailing in here, or we can do cocktailing in the full bar area there.
Okay.
And this here is our wine cellar. Now this one seats 36 comfortably.
Okay.
And we've also done buffets here, so that's also an option. It has its own Wi-Fi, and it's very secluded, as you can see.
Okay.
So if you're looking for privacy, this is your spot. The main floor seats up to 48 people comfortably. We squeezed a few more in there, but it gets a little tight. We divide, each server gets 20 people, so a party of 40 would have 2 servers. Anything larger than that would have 3 servers on. That way everyone gets attentive service and full drinks all the time. The wine cellar that used to house all of our wine. We've since moved our wine storage to the main floor here, so we could turn that area into a dining area, a party room. We've decorated it a little bit and put some tables down there, but other than that, that's where we used to house all of our wine.
Starting at Goodman's Jewelers, you can't help but walk in the door, look to your left, look to your right, and just your jaw is just dropped. And I don't know about any other girls, but I start salivating when I see that much gorgeous bling in one location.
So do you want a heart-shaped diamond?
If I could.
Sure, that can be done.
Amazing.
Yeah, we have some beautiful
Are those called
heart-shaped.
princesses?
No, we actually have heart-shaped diamonds.
Oh my goodness.
That smile at you?
Oh wow. I want to cry. That is so shiny.
Yeah. Every diamond
Although
here is
that looks
handpicked.
kind of big. Yeah, that's about right. That would be so cool. Now, what kind of settings do you guys have for those?
Well, we can really modify pretty much any of the rings
Okay.
to accommodate the heart-shaped diamond. So if you want something simple, or you want something with a halo made, that's the diamonds that go all the way around it.
Oh, okay.
Or if you want just some nice diamonds coming down the side of the ring, we can put it together any way you want it. We can pretty much customize anything to fit the needs that a customer wants. Listen and look at their lifestyle, make sure it's a wearable piece for them, something that they can enjoy for many, many years. Modify stuff so that it will work for them.
So today we went to Badger Bowl and I met with Jeff there. We checked out one of their rooms that you can have a rehearsal dinner in, or a reception, or a bachelorette party, or all different types of party functions. It was like a log cabin themed room. It was really cool. There's a private bar in the back, so you'd have your own bar for your event.
So we do have 2 different rooms available.
Okay.
Our smaller room is our VIP suite, where we do accommodate smaller parties such as bachelorette parties.
Okay.
We can accommodate up to like 50 people inside the room, and we can expand your party out into the main bar and handle up to a group of 100 people.
Okay.
In our room here in the cabin, we are able to have seated dinners of up to 160 people.
Okay.
And we do have many different options available for you, whether it's menu, bar, and room setup.
Okay. And I noticed that this room has its nice own private bar. Does the other room have a bar, or does that just go into the main area?
Yes, both rooms do have its own private bar.
Okay.
And we do have bartenders that have great characteristics to make your parties fun. One of the convenient features of all of our party rooms is that we do have individual bars in each room. That way people are not having to run down to the main bar and come back. We do have bartenders that staff our bars in each room, and they make each event very special. With the bar packages that we do have available, we do have different packages that can meet the needs of just about any party. We can have something basic with just beer and wine available, or we can run tabs. We can also have open bars with extensive menus. We can have top shelf liquors available and craft beers available. It just depends on the needs of the customer.
My experience in White Flame today, I kind of thought we were in a parade because I saw some people waving at us doing a drive-by, but then I realized they weren't waving. They might have been kind of giving us a finger salute. So that's the experiences you get in the White Flame.
So it's been a few weeks since I've shot and gotten to ride in the White Flame. The White Flame continues to amaze me and changes every time that I'm in it. Fortunately, the rearview mirror was in the same spot that I left it last time, so I was able to put some lip gloss on before the shoot. So that was great. Also, the air conditioning, if you want to call it that, now has 2 speeds. There's like an on and then just an off. There's no gradual. So it's either like blasting or it's just kind of dead air in the car. Fortunately, it wasn't very hot today, so that was good.
The great thing about the White Flame is it's this, all of a sudden you see it, but then you don't. It's like such a mirage where at first you're wondering, is that the right thing? And then you turn around and those darn Fox47 stickers are somewhere on it, but it always leaves you guessing. I love the White Flame. It's definitely my new favorite ride to pimp.